Yeah, I'm sharing the YouTube link. Okay, so we started. Yeah. So I'm sharing in the group.
Okay. Uh, Got it. I should have the access.
Yeah. Yeah. So the questions from the YouTube will also be visible in here.
Okay, it can be visible here. That's nice.
Yeah. So shall I change the permissions and keep the people who are in backstage, allow them for like speaking as well?
Okay.
Just a second.
Uh, I mean, YouTube is little bit delayed. It's not live the way it is on StreamYard.
Yeah, that can be understandable. So, uh, Shreya, Sharun, can you all speak? Just let us know in the text if you all can speak or not. Okay, I think like just confirm any one of the people in audience in the backstage. Please confirm that you all can speak or not. Just say something. Okay, they can speak. Okay, they have confirmed. So, shall we start?
Okay, you are being able to. Perfect.
So, shall we start? Yeah, great,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so let's start. So, hello everyone, welcome to the Mitacs information session. So we'll be starting with our information session. Like, sorry for the delay. So first of all, I'd like to go with my introduction. So I am Anubhav Sen. I'm currently in my final year undergraduate studies in IIST Shibpur, India. I did my Mitacs internship at McMaster University in the summer of 2023, and there I was an intern for 3 months from May to August, and like with this today I'll be like to share my experiences as well as answer your questions whatever doubts you all have. So with this I'd like to ask my fellow panelists Chandok and Suraj to give their introductions so that we can go ahead and start with the questions. We would also like to request you all to type your questions in the live chat in YouTube as well as in the stream chat, and we can start accordingly, or we can start with our experience first and also the points which we want to give you. So with this, Chondo, can you start with your introduction?
Yeah, I'm a final year undergraduate student at Jadavpur University, pursuing my Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. I did my master's internship at University of Toronto from May to August for 3 months in the communication domain. So, Suraj, you can continue after me.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Suraj, and I did my Mitacs internship in like 2022 at Athabasca University. Currently, I'm doing my master's in computer science at McGill, and yep, that's all about me.
Okay, so I cannot see any questions in the live chat of YouTube yet, neither in the chat. So let us start with our experiences first. So I'd like to ask Chondo, how did you? Okay, so we have a first question. Why this visa process delays? So, Chondo, you can go and answer this if you want.
The visa process, like you, it's not as of now. There is no guarantee that there will be delays or not. Generally, it takes around 1 month or 1.5 months to get the passport request letter. And since you have heard in the news that there is a staff shortage, like Indians government have forced many Canadian diplomats to exit this country. So there may be some delays, but I think 1.5 month you should wait. Like generally it takes months. In our days or previous year also it took 1.5 months.
Right. So,
Yeah.
if I have to give my point of view, so usually the visa process takes you around a week to complete, including the biometrics and everything. So after that, it takes around 6 weeks to 7 weeks to get your visa. In general, that's the time. Like it won't get extended over that. And if your visa is rejected, you'll receive it within 4 weeks usually. And
Yeah.
if it gets rejected at all, that must be due to some fault of yours which you have must have done while you are applying. And because they don't usually reject visas of Mitacs students, because we are applying under a very special category for 120-day work visa, like work exempt visa. The link to the visa filling has already been shared in the group, and you all must have followed the due process. So now the visa process delay. So I won't say that the like you all can still say that there is a delay in the processing, because you all must have got your offer letter around mid of Feb. So it must be at max a month that you all have applied for a visa at max. If you all have just applied after getting an offer letter, so in general, nobody gets the visa within 1.5 months. So don't worry about it. If you all don't receive it by April first week, we will definitely connect you all with the like with like the stakeholders in Indo Shastri Institute, like it happened last year, and they will definitely help you out and get process your visas as quickly as possible just before you all leave the country. So, with this, Suraj, do you want to have any additional comments?
Yeah, we face the same issue. It's not new. I mean, your batch has faced the same thing. I was not aware of that. I mean, during our time, even we applied around Fab. I got my visa by late April or early May. The thing was that there were few students who had their flights 1st of May, so they were very much worried. The thing is that visa was not there, but they got the visa by 25. So that's good. I mean, it takes time. It's very normal. You will not see any updates on your IRCC website. You will straight get an approval message. There will be no updates between that. It's applied. I don't know, update in progress or something. The initial thing, and you directly get your like visa is approved. So it's perfectly normal. Just wait, and you'll get it. I mean, it takes around 1.5 months in total to get your visa stamped from the time you apply. So yeah, have patience. That's all. I can't hear you, above. You are muted.
So, we have another question in the YouTube chat. So, the second question is like just a suggestion. The private chat is for the one in the one in the stream yard, and the comments is for the in the live viewership.
All right.
So, you all can check the comments like that. So, going forward, the next question is what kind of mistakes can cause visa rejection? Okay. So, Chimando, can you
Uh,
start? Or Suraj, Suraj, you go first.
yeah. Uh, Basically, giving wrong information, like you uploaded wrong files in wrong like boxes. Apart from that, giving wrong information in your Aadhaar card, like it's basically documents. They verify using that. They don't call and verify. They just look in the documents. So keep the right documents uploaded. Apart from that, have the dates very clearly mentioned, and where you write your intentions, like why you want to visit Canada. That's very important. If you like do something, some mistakes in that part, that's the only part they'll focus on, so that should be correct. Like I think you might have received the PDF where you have like, I'm visiting Canada for doing my research internship in this and that. Use the same statement. There are a few people who like explain like application and cover letter. That's not needed in our case. That's why. Like I know few people who made mistake in that description, and they had faced issue with that. That's all. Yeah. You are muted again. Anubhav, muted.
Anubhav, you were muted. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. So, like another reason which I'd like to state, thanks for the point, Suraj. So, the next point which I'd like to state is, you all may be applying the visa under a wrong category, because many of the students this time has informed me they're applying for like not a like super visa. They're not applying for work exempt visa or that 120 days GSS category visa. So it's very necessary you all follow every instruction which is given to you all in the form of the PDF as well as the YouTube videos which has been uploaded and shown what exactly you have to fill and why you have to fill. So you all should follow that letter to letter. With this, Chandok, do you want to add any points?
no, like it's pretty much everything. Like whatever you said.
Okay, fine. So we have another question. So they're asking that uh, like I'll go to the
Uh,
accommodation advice later on.
I I would
So
like to
let's
add
go.
something. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
If you have made any mistakes, there is a IRCC contact form. Immediately send the response. When they check your visa, they do check that. Like I remember, I have made a mistake and I sent my contact form. I think you might have
yeah.
the link, or we can share that.
Right. So it is completely important that you fill that web form again and like correct your mistake before like and that should be ideally done before 4 weeks of your application, because
You have time.
within 4 weeks you get a rejection.
They just applied.
Generally,
I think they should be good.
yeah. And the rejection is automatic. It's like it's the same message which almost everyone gets,
Mhm.
that they won't believe you will leave Canada within
Yes,
this
yes.
time.
Like they are not
Yeah, that's what I
satisfied.
replied.
They're not satisfied with the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the next question is PR. So the PRL takes around a month. So yeah, like it takes around 5 to 6 weeks. That is answered. Now they're asking, can we have two different addresses for two-way courier facility? Okay, I have
I
not taken
mean,
this, so I would like
just a
to ask Chondok and
second.
Suraj about this.
Yeah. Can you explain like what two-way courier different addresses you mean? Like you want to send it from some address and you want to get it back from the a different address? That's not going to work. So it's two-way courier. So basically, you send from the same address and receive at the same address. Chandak, do you want to add something?
I'm not aware of this courier service because I didn't
Okay.
take this service.
Yeah, I will suggest like instead of using courier service, if you can drop your passport straight to the IRC, not IRCC, what is that? VFS, and that's very much quick. Like I remember while applying my study permit, uh, I dropped it and I got it like stamped in 4 days. So if you can visit VFS again instead of using a courier service, go for that.
Yeah. I think, as far as I know from like the past, like many of my interns past it, they had two addresses for the courier facility, and that was not a problem actually, because each part is taking separate money actually, and they gave the option to fill different addresses. So yes, you can have different addresses for two-way courier facility. Okay, so the next question from Krushi is, oh, after that the 4 weeks more. Okay, no, the visa stamping for the passport doesn't take a lot of time. It takes you around a week, right? At max, I think it takes you around a week at max.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right. Anything else? Let's see. I have biometrics on 5th and my flight on 8th. In this case, what I'll say, basically you have like 20 days, and that's not a sufficient amount of time to get your visa sometimes, Kusi. Uh, what you can do is like you can request Mitex to reschedule your internship start date if your visa gets delayed. And I hope you booked a rescheduled flight so you can get some refund. I mean, be fine for now. I mean, if it's very close and you have not got your visa, I mean, even if you get your PRL just a week before, you can be like drop your passport at VFS. You can get it very early stamped. So don't worry about that. I mean, you still have how much days? Like 20 days in total. You should be fine. But worst case, basically, reach out to Mitex to reschedule your internship date. You will not lose internship in that case.
yeah, so this is like this will get close. Like it takes 6 to 7 weeks, so it will get close. So definitely inform us in the last week of April, like before the last week, like around 20th, 22nd April, if you don't receive, and we will definitely forward your application to the stakeholders in SICI. But like they have last time, whatever visa delays were there, they solved it. So we are expecting the same this time. So the next question is, I wrote I will arrive in Canada late April to early May. What will be a problem given that the letter states that the internship starts first May?
Uh, Arriving 2 days prior to your internship is one of the good time. I'll say a week is good enough. Basically, the insurance thing gives some problem. You don't have a health insurance, and your insurance starts 2 days prior to your internship. I don't know anyone who arrived 1 week early, and I don't even know who stayed more than 1 week. So basically, we all kept like 2 days before and after in total.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, sometimes we also kept it more than 2 days, like during
Okay.
the return time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So the next question, we can book tickets before visa stamping. Okay.
you
So,
can. I mean, it's fine. The thing is that book refundable ones.
100%. Also, Chandok, you can share your experience about booking tickets before visa stamping
Yeah.
because,
Oh, he did that.
Yeah, I didn't think much. Like I didn't think about rejection thing like that. Even before my passport came, like I applied passport after I got selected in Mitacs. So even before I received my passport, I just booked my tickets because for booking the tickets you don't need any passport information or search for a few websites. I think Qatar asks for passport information, but Emirates don't ask for passport information. And I didn't think much about like I didn't much about the rejections and all. So I just booked the ticket and I got the ticket at quite lower prices than what they were being sold in April or so for March and April. So I booked in January actually. And
Wow, that's
there
really good.
was partially refundable tickets. Like they will deduct around 7,000 or 9,000 from the amount I paid, and the rest they will refund. So they are partially refundable tickets. So I was okay with that.
Yeah. I booked around like I booked it after my visa stamping. The thing is that I started my internship in August, so I had like 4 or 5 months of delay. So I got like 98,000. I got round trip, so it was very cheap. But I started
yeah,
very late.
that time the demand is also low
Yeah.
to go actually. Okay, so I think the questions after this we have answered them. Like there was like two-way courier
Mm,
service. Yes, it is allowed. So going with the newer question, will the immigration officer ask us to show the proof of accommodation?
yes, they ask you for
Like it
that.
depends. More
Sometimes,
generally, no, but yeah, it depends from officers to officers.
yeah.
Like some may ask, "Where are you staying?
So
How
be prepared. I mean,
Yeah,
have your Airbnb receipt at
long you are
least with
staying?"
you.
It depends.
Um,
yeah,
that works. And you basically need an address when you lose your luggage. Like I
right.
lost my luggage.
So what I heard is Montreal, the immigration in Montreal is a bit strict than Toronto. Toronto, it's like easier.
I
That's what I've
mean,
heard.
I never came here for my tech internship. Basically, I came here like via taking a domestic flight, but not via immigration process. But while getting the study permit, it was very easy. They did not ask anything about it. But Toronto is strict at every particular thing
I've every
because of the amount
particular.
of people coming to Toronto. Yeah,
Yeah.
I visited Edmonton and that was easy as well. Like not a big thing. You can just like walk by most
So
of the time.
in this contest, I would like to share my experience about immigration. So, like I took flight from Calcutta to London and London to Toronto. So
Hmm.
in Toronto, I had my immigration. So what happened was I kept all my files in the like in the suitcase, and the suitcase
Oh,
was in the like you're understanding, right? My
yeah,
suitcase like
in the
in
flight
the yeah in this like it has to be delivered through the what the
chain.
like
Yep.
yeah through the chain. So but before that I had to complete my immigration to be allowed
Yeah.
outside. So basically I had no files to show during my immigration. All I had to say was show was my passport and my visa, and then I had to
Hmm.
explain my immigration officer why have I come here, at what context and everything, without any documents. But I was
Oh,
able to explain her. I was able to explain her and get it done.
yeah.
And I and like she was kind enough to see my mobile phone and
I got.
understand what's like the emails and stuff. So like it completely depends about who is taking your immigration. Some
Hmm.
like some immigration officers are really strict, but as far as I remember, many people got immigration, immigration, they found it very easy. They did it in like 10-15 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's a
But
breeze.
few, but, yes, but for few people it also took 2-3 hours and long queues and everything. So
Mhm.
be prepared for the worst.
Yeah, I mean, if you're traveling to whatever, like, for example, some smaller cities booked a direct flight to that. For example, I traveled to Edmonton. I got direct flight to Edmonton. No crowd at all. So you can get it done by like 10-20 minutes.
It's all about the crowd.
Yeah.
So with this, the next question is: so the max amount of time in this entire process is taken by the PRL to arrive. Okay, yeah. So the max amount
Yes.
is for the PRL to arrive.
Yeah.
The passport getting stamped is just a formality kind of thing. At max takes you a week.
Hmm.
So yeah. And next question is: I didn't explain much in application as per PDF, but I mentioned I'll be doing my tax internship in Canada. Is that enough?
Yes, that's pretty much
I
enough.
guess it's enough. Like,
Yeah.
if you have written where are you doing your internship in Canada, under whom, or at least the dates,
Yeah.
so I think that should be enough because you also have a word limit in that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh,
So which
I
question?
will arrive in Canada in late April to early May. Will that be a problem given that Delhi restricts? Okay, you wrote this in your visa application. I wrote I
Okay.
will arrive in Canada late April to early May. So basically you give a date range.
I think
That
that
should be
should work.
fine. Yeah, that should be
Yeah, that
fine.
should be fine. So can you elaborate on the visitor record? Okay, so for this, I'd like to ask both of you to elaborate your experiences because for me it was a
Okay.
mess. For me, it
Mm,
was
like
I agree. I agree. I agree with that.
visitor
Uh,
record is just a legal document that like restricts or extends your stay and gives you some special permissions, such as you can apply for social insurance number. That is basically the PAN card for in Canada. So apart from that, there is no such use of visitor record. Like generally,
mhm.
you can stay for 120 days by default with your WX1 visa. So the visitor record will mention your exit date. So you have to leave Canada before that date. Basically, it's that just a limit.
All right. One more thing. I was denied my visitor record. I asked the immigration officer. He clearly stated no. Basically, I just asked like, can I get a visitor record? And he straight said no, and it's fine. Basically, you don't need a visitor record to get your Matics anything. You'll get your bank accounts very easily. Uh, Visitor record is just to like get your SI number, which is not very much necessary. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah. Even
mandatory.
that SIN number is also temporary. Like
Yeah.
for me, like it was expiring in October. So beyond that, there is no necessity
So
of
it's just a
that
tracking
number.
number, so you don't have to
so
worry
like
about that.
in this
You should be
contest.
okay
I have
without
a
visitor
question.
record.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like visitor record is really optional. Government you to get it, but if the officers don't give you, then there's nothing you can do. So
Yeah,
it's
and
okay.
it's
Right.
fine. I mean, don't worry about that.
So in this contest, I had a question to Chondo. So like your visitor record was valid till October, so 4 months, right? So four
Yeah,
or
yeah.
five
It was.
months. So was your visa valid for the same time period?
No, the visa was valid for 120 days only, like from the date of entry. But according to the website, the date mentioned on the visitor record is the final date I can leave
Right.
the
Okay.
country.
In that
So I
contest,
might as well.
my visitor record was just the day after the return tickets were there. So that is what the immigration officer checked, and she gave a 1 day buffer period. Okay, so I think we have answered about the visitor record. So the next question is, what is the next question? Okay, this is answered. Answered. Where I have booked my tickets and there is a long layover in Frankfurt of around 21 hours. I saw in the German visa company that we need a transit visa over 12 hours layover. I mean, this question seems like if you have already checked it requires a transit visa, then you have to take one, right?
Yeah. I mean, 21 hours is fine. Basically, my flight was missed in Frankfurt. I remember that. And is it Frankfurt, first of all? Am I correct? The transit visa is required for any place.
It seems
Okay.
so.
I mean, if it's Frankfurt, you should be fine, like 21 hours. The only restriction is that you cannot leave the airport. You have to stay in the transit area. I mean, I'll suggest at best get your transit visa. It's not expensive. It's 5,000 rupees. It will save a lot of harassment. I'll clearly say it's a harassment. Uh,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you miss your flight, You have to wait at the airport without a bed, without food, without any single thing,
Oh
without even your
yes,
luggage.
right.
And I remember that like I reached on Monday, I left Frankfurt on Wednesday. So 24 hours staying in airport is worse than staying in railway station. Uh, yeah, railway station you can go out basically. In Frankfurt you cannot. You just have to stay in the transit area. Get your transit visa. If you have your transit visa, they will compensate you with accommodation in case you miss your flight.
Yeah, they'll
They
not
will
only
give you a
compensate
hotel. Yeah.
you, they will not only compensate you, but they will also give you a visa to explore the place also, and maybe give you
Mm-hmm.
a flight for the
Please.
next day.
Yeah. So spend 5,000 rupees, get the luxury.
But then,
Anubhav, Pulkit asked something like in the chat. Can you just answer it? I'm not sure
uh,
about this.
which chat
Where is
is that?
Pulkit?
Comments or private chat?
Private chats.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So let's start private chats now. Like we will go back to the YouTube comments later. So, question to Suraj: what is the experience in masters? Okay, this is your question. Does your
Okay.
internship have any difference?
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Being a Mitex like intern helped me in a lot of places. So that's one of the good thing. And the good thing is that they give you like $15,000 of scholarship, like fellowship. That helped. So yeah, this is how they supported my masters. And when you write in your SOP like you are from Mitex, professor know that you have funding. I'm not telling you they see you as a bright student, but they know that you have money. So they are like pretty much okay with like I can select this student. I don't have to give him a lot of stipend. So that's one of the good thing about Mitex.
Yeah, but
I mean, it helps. Yeah.
in MSc thesis masters, what I know is it's compulsory to give some stipend from the department.
No, I
That is
mean, I'm doing a thesis masters and it's not
so.
compulsory.
It's not compulsory, right?
Yeah.
I think in some places it is. Like I heard from my
I
like mid
mean,
master, they told me that
uh,
the professor has to pay you something if you
it's
are.
not like that. I mean, it depends on your supervisor, but the thing is that McGill, basically it's in Quebec and Quebec works in its own terms. So they
Right.
don't fund you for your first year, but second year you can apply for funding and
So
there
yeah,
might
like
be some funding. Yeah.
yeah. So in that context, the MyTax stipend will definitely
Helps
help
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So okay, the next question is by Pulkit. So with respect to booking flights, am I correct that transit visa is required for any place in US, even short layovers, and is not suggested, and not
true.
required for any country in Europe, even for long layovers?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
true. I
you cannot
mean,
generalize it, can you? Like, we just saw a question in like in the YouTube chat that a person in Frankfurt with for a long layover, 20 hours, had to require a transit visa. So, but in mostly, if you have a layover around 6 to 10 hours, you don't require a visa in Europe.
it's
That
very
is
fine. I
most.
mean, yeah. Uh, what I'll add is that if you have not booked your flight, consider Europe. I mean, in Europe, Zurich, Munich, Frankfurt. Uh, from UAE, I mean, you don't need transit visa. Avoid USA at all cost. I don't know about UK. I have never traveled through that part. I
In
mean,
UK,
these are the
I can give you an experience. So in UK,
yeah,
you don't need a transit visa for 12 hours. I think 20 hours or layover. Yeah, you don't require. And in fact, I
okay,
missed my UK flight, and I was happy I missed it because I got to explore London, and they gave a complimentary visa, stay, food, everything. So it was quite fun.
yeah. Guys, book through UK.
Yeah, book through UK if you want to. Like you'll also find it cheaper through British Airways from Delhi at least. You'll find it cheaper.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so and don't. So the next question is okay. Someone is asking about 1 hour layover in Munich. So see, if you have a one
That's
hour,
don't take.
you're gonna
Red
miss it.
flag.
You're gonna miss it
It's very much
because
there.
it's
I had like
what
2 hours layover. My
still
flight
you
got
missed it.
delayed in Mumbai for 2 hours.
It's
It
gone.
was like 1:30 scheduled. I left Mumbai at 3 p.m. So I missed the flight before even reaching. So no, no way.
Okay.
Take 6 hours to 8 hours at least.
Yeah. So Pulkit's next question is: you made a single layover at max, right? No, that's not necessary. You can take multiple layovers too.
Yeah,
But just remember something that like having multiple layovers, at least long layovers, with a terminal change may be difficult for you because you have to undergo the immigration, like the at least the process, not
No,
immigration
like
process.
he can't have more than one layover in Europe because between
yeah, that's not possible. You
in
cannot.
Europe, it's domestic flight, and he have to go
Yeah.
immigration.
Right, right, right.
In Europe, just one layover is allowed, and like he was asking, like deboarding is not allowed with two stops. I am not sure about like whether you have to pass through immigration or not. Maybe not because deboarding
Uh,
is not allowed.
No, sometimes yes. There is a terminal change I have checked. Like
mhm.
especially
Like
there are.
deboarding, like he can't get off from the flight, right? So
Acha, okay,
it's a
that.
deboarding.
I
So
mean,
see, yeah.
yeah.
See,
If you
when
have,
I
sorry, you can go ahead.
yeah, I'll just say one thing, and it's basically he's saying two layovers. So like there is a possibility of two layovers. For example, from India to you go to some Middle East country.
Hmm.
From there you go to US. From US to you go to Canada. So these type of flight connections
It's
are
fine.
really cheaper. It's cheaper, but then the issue is you require a transit visa. Also,
Mhm.
most possibly there is a terminal change, so you have to undergo immigration in Dubai or wherever you're transiting through. So there are
Yeah.
problems. Like something is cheap, but the convenience isn't.
Hmm.
So you should make your choice accordingly. Okay,
Yeah.
Suraj, you can continue. Yeah?
Yeah. I booked my flight through Egypt. Like I had a layover at Cairo, then Frankfurt, then Montreal. So basically, it was very cheap flight. Cairo was like I got the flight for 68,000. Uh, Not round trip, of course, single side. The thing is that I did not have to go through any kind of immigration until I reached Montreal. So the only drawback in Cairo is that you will not have access to internet at all. There is no internet in your phone or at the airport, so you cannot contact anyone. But flight may be cheaper from that route, and the layover was like 5 hours, so it's fine. If you have your remember, get a credit card with airport lounge access. It will save you a lot of like again harassment.
Right. So the next question, Pulkit is asking a lot of questions. Is it sufficient for me to, if I get my biometrics done on 14 March and my flight is on 14 May? So I think 2 months is a
March,
very
yeah,
nervy affair.
that's it's very fine.
It should be fine, but like it may be a nervy affair as well. But if you, so we cannot guarantee this time because we don't know what will be the process delays because the staff
Mhm.
has drastically reduced. So this is
Yeah.
very hard to comment. But yes, we will help you out, and you shall get your visa before that. Like if you have
Mhm.
done a correct application, that is.
And one of the good thing is that if all of your visa is stuck, all of you will get approved at the same day. Most of the
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
everyone will get PRL like on 15th or 16th. Everyone will get that.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I remember. Within 2 days, most of the people get the PR.
everyone will get
Uh,
in 2 days.
okay, so are we having any other question? Acha, I think. So in
Now
case of any emergency, can I leave early, like after 8 to 9 weeks?
it depends on your supervisor. You can. I mean,
Actually,
I
as
know
per
few
my
people.
tax policy, you can't.
You can, but if your supervisor agrees, I mean, you can reduce
Yes, I mean
your duration by calling your supervisor. Then my tax it works.
sometimes
Basically,
the
you cannot take
supervisor
the money.
exactly. Sometimes the supervisor may allow you like without informing my tax also. It doesn't matter because my tax doesn't ask information in that way. That okay, you're
Mhm.
leaving right now or not. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But yeah, your supervisor, if he allows you, it's fine. In fact, I know some people who went after 8 weeks to present a paper also with the supervisor.
There are
So
many.
yes, it matters. But yes, there is another issue. Suppose you leave after 8 weeks, you present something and you come back, that will be a problem. Like there may be some
You
considerations.
cannot.
You cannot do that,
Yeah. Once you
especially as
leave
an
the
Indian.
country, the thing is that the visa restricts your entry for 6 months. So if you have used your visa once, the another entry will be up to 12 months, even though it's a
Exactly,
multiple visa.
exactly, and that is on that is especially for Indians because people from EU mostly don't require a visa. Also, they
Hmm.
just enter the country without any kind of visa.
Yeah.
So these kind of things are not allowed. So keep that in mind.
Mhm.
I have Bangalore to Delhi to Vancouver. In Delhi, I have 5 hours transit. Shall I go out? I mean,
Why? Why you have a layover in Delhi?
that may be cheaper also, but 5 hours layover, you want to go out. I mean, it will take you. listen to
I
me.
mean, you
You
are
are
in
not.
India, you can.
Yes, but the
But
thing is, you have to do your immigration in Delhi, not in Bangalore. Just keep that in mind. Your
Bangalore,
point of exit.
no, not in Bangalore. Point of exit, yeah.
Yeah, so your point of exit is Delhi. So you have to do your immigration in Delhi and not Bangalore. So definitely
Okay,
5 hours transit is nothing in form of an international immigration. Yeah,
yeah, 3 hours
keep
will
that in
take for
mind.
immigration very
Yeah,
easily.
so,
You just have to stay in line for 2 hours.
exactly. So no
I
point
mean, you
in
can have
doing.
chai in the airport and and your immigration is done at the airport at the same time. I mean, you will still have 2 hours, so call your parents, call everyone, let them know you are flying.
Yeah, yeah.
हो जाएगा.
Okay, so
5 hours is
uh,
fine.
so some questions in YouTube probably. So let's get back to that. Oh, I think Shondok had some internet issues. He'll be
I,
back
no.
in a few minutes.
Uh,
So,
okay.
Suraj, can you check the next question?
Yeah, I'm just
Uh,
trying to see.
I didn't add the
Okay.
dates on why do you want to come to Canada. Will that be a problem?
It should not be. Basically, your letter states that whenever you enter, you will be out by 120 days. So
Yeah,
should be
I
fine.
mean that should not be an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So opening a bank account without this visitor record. Okay, so I had no like I had a visitor record, but I mean the bank who was like the bank person who was my consultant basically there did not require any visitor record. She directly asked my passport, and she
Okay.
checked and she asked me just one question. Sometimes they don't even check the passport; they just see you have a passport or not, and they will ask you that what type of visa are you on, like a student visa or a work visa, and
Yeah.
accordingly they will give you an account. So mostly
Yeah.
some people from our college said like our college like in McMaster they said that they have a like visitor record and they are in a student visa, so they got a student account, and account has its own advantages, but
Mhm.
many people were denied a student account, so they had to take a work account, and work account doesn't have many advantages in general. So it depends, but you don't need a visitor record for opening a bank account.
Yeah. I'll say open your account at TT Bank. Basically, they don't ask for your SIN.
Yeah,
So
they also give $400 if you complete some disclosures and some
yeah,
stuff. So
I got my camera with that.
yeah, many people did that. Even Chondok did that.
Yeah.
I also tried. RBC gave around $100 though. That was a
Yeah. TD
loss.
was good. I mean, it's here.
Nice, nice, nice. That's a quite a return of investment.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
the next
hmm.
question is, what are the utensils necessary for minimal cooking? I mean, how can I answer this?
Okay, let me help you with that. I'm staying here for long term, so
Yep.
uh, utensils basically. First, let's talk about the accommodation thing, right? Because according to accommodation, you will need what stuff you should bring, what you should not bring. You will decide on that. So basically, it depends. If you are staying in university accommodation or like residence, you will get the utensils. If you are getting a fully furnished house, you will get the utensils. You will not get utensils when you book like unfurnished house, so you have to buy the utensils. I'll say like if you are bringing plan in such a way that your like roommates are bringing few stuff, basically get your pressure cooker, a pan, a plate, glass, and what else, like spatula and stuff. Few basic stuff, you don't need multiple things. I mean, and you're not going to cook every day, trust me, you will eat out, you have a lot of money. So yeah, it's fine. I mean, you are muted.
Yeah, in that context, I would also like to add something, especially for cooking. So, see, a decent meal in Canada, so like you have to have 3 meals a day until you want to fast and save money, which doesn't seem reasonable to me. So, if you have 3 meals a day, so each meal will take you, if you want to have a decent meal, it will take around 12 to 14 CAD, in my opinion. And that also I'm telling at the lower side. If you go to an Indian restaurant, you are definitely going 1.5 times higher of that if you want to have something nice. So so in a day it will roughly cost you around 13 into 3, so $39. And if you take a meal system or something, it's still going to cost you at least 250 to $300 a month, and they will give you food 1 or 2 times a day at max. So it's better that you learn cooking and you do cook sometimes, or buy some ready-made food from different grocery shops. Now, how to reduce your cost and maximize your profitability in doing that? So th- there, I would like to ask Chondok how he did that, because I saw how he managed money there, and I like to ask for like what is his experience in cooking, saving money, and also going out to different places, enjoying, having fun. So
See, first of all, I did buy many like a lot of groceries, mostly from Instacart. Every time I ordered, I opened a new account. They used to give $30 or $50 off. So I had bills of around $60, $70 each time, and I had to pay only $20, $30 after the discount. So it worked for me every time. And apart from that, I earned a lot from making others open Coho account. I will share that details later on. And also, like many of my friends also earned a lot from referrals, that money transfer referrals, the Remitly, Remitly, and the Wise, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
are
yeah,
you this
there's a lot of way. And I yeah,
this
yeah, and also those who will be living in Toronto. I know like most of you won't tap your card while using the transit. So that's a scam basically. Like you won't be paying a penny for your transportation. For other cities, it's generally not possible. Like I have went to Montreal, Calgary. There you have to buy the tickets. But in Toronto, like the government thinks that people are very honest. So the government don't. There's no mechanism to check that whether a passenger is tapping their card and paying for their tickets or not. So
Don't do that.
in
I've
fact
also
like
in
got
fact
in
avoided
that
that.
way, like I have saved a lot.
Yeah.
in fact I have
They
seen
will
a
give
lot
you
of
a
my tax
ticket of
interns.
500 at least if you are caught.
Exactly, and in fact I've
Yeah,
seen a
yeah,
lot of my
like hmm.
You are lucky.
I've seen a lot of my tax interns actually traveling through trains without paying a single buck throughout their
Hmm.
stay.
I had few friends. Basically, I always carry my pass, but I know people who get caught. They pay like 500 immediate, and one bad thing is that you will not get another entry in Canada again in case you are caught. It will clearly state in your like profile. So
That is
don't
good
Like
to know.
don't
spend
do it.
$50. Spend $50. It's nothing.
What sometimes is correct. Like what you can do is you can ask and you should be honest. Like what happened is in Montreal, something really bad happened to me. So I went to a McDonald's shop and I left my bag there. I was coming
Okay.
after a, so like in the bag I had my purse and like the debit card, credit card, everything. So thankfully I took boarded the bus, and that time like I'm seeing I have nothing. So like
Mhm.
after boarding the bus, while I'm going to tap it has already started and I have not tapped anything. And in Montreal there is no tapping system, there was more of a ticket system and all. So I was like, okay, in the next, then I'm seeing, oh shit, I left my bag. Then like he's saying that I've already started, I cannot drop you before I like the next stop, you have to stop at the next stop. So what happened was like I was definitely very confused and afraid, because every like all the monetary thing was there in that bag and I had nothing. I had no money also to pay for, like even if I drop at the next station. So I told him that, and he was very thoughtful of that. He said, "Okay, you get down and you take this bus through the opposite stand, the same bus, and drop at the station where you boarded." And I did that, and within a return time also, I explained him that I boarded the earlier bus, I lost my bag there, I don't have any money, and they allowed me the whole trip without paying any bucks.
Yep.
And when I went back, I got my bag safely. So definitely, people are honest there, and you won't lose things like,
Mhm.
but
Completely.
definitely don't take advantage of that by being restless and careless like me.
Yes, yes.
And
There are
so
some questions on YouTube. Like
Yeah, let's see.
Jena asked, what if we miss the connecting flight? What is the next step? So,
Uh,
like, you have to go to the airline counter and ask them, like, what is the next step? So, they will give you the boarding pass for their next flight. Or if the next flight is not available, then you may be lucky and get the hotel vouchers and food vouchers.
mhm.
So,
That
basically, that's the. Ne? And any of you did Mitacs from Waterloo University?
I have a friend at Waterloo, but I mean, who is in Waterloo right now? And I know a few people who interned at Waterloo as well, but 2022, not 23.
I
Okay.
know I know two friends who interned in Waterloo. I think Chondok knows one, Soham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
won't
you
be
can
I
taking
don't.
specify
I
your
don't
regions
remember,
if
I
you want.
guess.
I won't be taking names now, but if anyone wants the contact, I can share them. Okay, and they are ready to help. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it.
Hmm.
I mean,
And
if you have any,
Bhagya
yeah,
asked, I have 2.5 hours in Dubai layover. Will that be enough? Yeah, yeah. 2.5
Dubai is
hours
fine.
is enough in Dubai because we will be like probably you booked Emirates, so they depart and take off from Terminal 3 only. That's the same terminal you will be arriving at. So 2.5 hours is enough. And I have a connecting flight from Montreal to Halifax. Is 2 hours layover enough? So that depends on your luck. Like I had my immigration in just 25 minutes, 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and many of people they miss their flight despite having 3 hours layover. So it depends
So
on your luck completely.
yeah. So with this another question, Suraj, can you answer
Yeah.
this? Like, does accommodation rent starts at month starting or the day I join, both on campus and outside?
Uh, Basically, if you sign a lease, it's first of the day. And if you are looking for like hotel service, Airbnb, you can be flexible with that.
So here
Basically,
I'd like
lease
to
starts
ask.
at first day.
Yes, yes. Also in hostel accommodation, what I found, like the college hostel, they usually take it day-wise payment. So they have a per day payment and they do not have monthly leave, at least for the official college hostel payment. So in that case, it is flexible, but if you go off campus, it's like lease agreements. And please do that safely, like, and don't pay beforehand. Try to get your room checked by the mentor. So these are the few precautions you should have. You should
Yeah.
take. In fact. Okay, another question. Acha,
I
so
am sharing that. I found someone asked about like what did you pick during internship. I have the list. I'm dropping it in the, I mean,
yep, yep,
group.
yep. That will be really helpful. So this question, I think all three should answer. So like
Yeah.
starting with Suraj. So which thing you bought from Canada is very special? So you should talk about your first one, the first experience, not now.
Yeah, of course. Like bringing in terms of materialistic thing or knowledge. I mean, if it's materialistic thing, uh,
I mean,
get. I brought a lot of stuff. I mean, I got my camera here, which is like very cheap. Uh, Basically, got some goodies for family. I mean, take some cups, which of course you are not going to buy again. You are not going to travel. I'll suggest like if you're traveling to any specific place, get a souvenir from that place. Don't worry, it's expensive. It's like $20, $30, but get it. You'll regret it later. I have been to Niagara. I did not brought anything. I have been to Montreal last time. I did not got anything. So after returning back to India, I was like, okay, I should have brought that. Apart from that, when I was in Edmonton, I got something from there, like two, three stuff. I mean, buy as much as you want. I mean, don't be overspend. Don't overspend, but yeah, at least get something for yourself. Gift yourself. And knowledge-wise, it's a whole lot difference. When you go back to India, you will not like how Indian system works in every aspect. So you will get irritated by basic stuff, but it's fine. It takes time, like 2 3 months. After 2 3 months you'll be okay again, but initially
I
two
mean,
three months when you land first time, you'll not like it. I'll be honest.
considering considering you're living in somewhat in like the north of India, south of India, not in high
Yeah,
altitude regions, then you'll actually like the weather in Canada, especially in Toronto and Montreal, at least for those 3 months in summer.
yeah, there is no dust. I mean, you'll love the weather. Apart from that, I dropped the checklist. You can download here, and
Right.
it's not my checklist. There might be some like, it's my friend's checklist, so you may find some female products, male products mixed.
I mean, diversity, right? Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
cater both the
You can
needs.
delete what you don't want. I mean, don't
Yeah,
take
yeah.
all the stuff with you.
So okay, Chondo, about you, what special thing did you bring from Canada?
Same like same as Suraj. Souvenirs are very special from there. Like you should get it. This like you should not think about its cost. And apart from souvenirs, like Apple items are good to buy from there. The iPhones, MacBooks. The iPhone Pro models are really cheap over there. MacBooks are also good. And apart from that, if you are a drinker, then I would say Canadian whiskey, you can take that back home. The
Mm,
limit is 2 liter, I guess, at the immigration counter. And apart from that, maple syrup. Maple
yeah,
syrup is
maple.
also good. And uh, mm, I don't remember, like,
Tim
except
Horton
these
coffee.
things. Tim Horton coffee, coffee. Yeah, yeah, coffee.
I mean,
Tim Horton,
that is something I miss.
Tim
Tim
Hortons,
Horton
yeah, Tim
coffees,
Hortons coffee.
Tim Horton coffees
So like,
are also
so
very
what's your
nice.
favorite one? Like the chocolate or like the hot chocolate or that white chocolate? Which one?
Yeah.
Hot chocolate was my favorite one, but they won't be able to relate right now. So I think there is no point of discussing white chocolate or vanilla.
Okay, so
Let
like
them
I
go and taste them themselves.
I don't
going with
drink
me,
coffee.
yeah, don't.
Basically, when I
Then
was in Canada, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I tried wines and whiskeys most of the time. Like now, I don't basically. But in 2020 to 3 months, I was out every night. But now
Montreal is
I don't
famous
do
for
that.
that, isn't
Yeah, there's a whole big street.
it? Be honest with
Uh,
you, Montreal is much more safer in night than Toronto. That is
yeah,
what
yeah,
is.
yeah. There were
200%.
many murders and crimes that happened in night during my stay in
I
Toronto.
mean, don't go
Like in
out.
front of my
I mean,
apartment also,
don't
it
go out. I
happened.
mean, clearly don't go out. There are chances you'll be hit if you are going out alone, basically. If you're in group, don't worry. I mean, Toronto subway is one of the scary subway I've ever heard of.
Yes, 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 I agree with that. There were instances of stabbing happening in
Yeah.
Toronto subway at night.
So
So,
don't go alone at
Yeah,
night. I mean, at least
that
be
makes me
mindful with that.
remember. That makes me remember after my like when I attended Charlie Puth's concert and like my phone got switched off. I have nothing to do. Then I went back to Chondo's home. I remember like it was really scary, because there was no one, literally
Hmm.
no one in the station. It's completely empty, and like I'm coming here for the very first time, so it's scary. So definitely
Yeah.
don't take that risk,
It's only Toronto and
especially.
Vancouver. So don't worry about if you're traveling anywhere in Canada, you are safe. Just Toronto and Vancouver, it's quite of steady.
Yeah. So,
okay.
going with my what special thing I brought. So I think I enjoyed traveling much more.
Yeah.
So I went to Quebec City, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary. I explored
Nice.
most. Yeah, I went to north of Ontario and other parts, and so like
Okay.
enjoyed all of that. And I also bought drones. So like I had fun in buying
Good
that,
thing.
photography and all
You
stuff.
cannot get yeah, I'll say one thing. Once you're here, open Facebook Marketplace instead of going to Best Buy. That's the
Yes.
best deal you can get for every single stuff. I mean, everything you buy here, like you will see Best Buy is cheap, but if you'll go to Facebook Marketplace, you will get it more cheaper. I mean, 50% cheap, 30% cheap, and there is no point in spending on electronics and getting a new boxed item. Basically, you get just like 1 week use sometime. Like I was very much lucky. I got my keyboard 3 days old with a box. It just said it was open. He did not like it, and he was reselling it. So many people do that. Go with marketplace, save some money. That's one of the good idea. Like way to save a lot of money.
Right. And definitely don't buy a lot of stuff because then again you have to be charged penalty with excessive baggage. So be
Yeah,
Yeah,
careful.
yeah, I had to pay $100. Like I was overweight by 18 kg.
and 40 hours
Okay.
is not a real thing. I worked 5 hours a week. Yeah. I
Okay, so
mean,
Like
until
it's
you get it
they
done.
are flexible. Okay, so there are some questions on YouTube about the banking system in Canada. Differences about Indian banking system with the Canadian banking system. So there is only one difference that I face, that there is no OTP services available there. Like by in default,
What?
there is no OTP that will be coming to your phone number. So make sure that you store your card in a secure location. Like nobody else can click a photo or have access to the card in any way.
Yeah,
Can
use your
you
phone
please,
wallet.
yeah, yeah, use your phone wallet. If it got NFC, then you can just tap to pay with that card only.
yeah,
And
and
can you, okay, is anyone
yeah,
saying anything?
yeah. I was saying that also opening a bank account in Canada is pretty easy. You just have to go and say something, close.
Yeah, it takes only 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Just carry your passport and our data or anything.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
so
in India, it's a bit more complicated. Definitely, you have to fill forms after forms. So,
yeah, yeah. And can you please tell me which bank did you use? Sania Thakur asked. So you can use any bank. Personally, I felt that TD gave the best services because they give more rewards. So I would personally recommend TD. Then there is a question: are there any limits on food items? No, there is no limit on food items, but don't overweight your luggage carrying food from India to Canada.
right. So I think Suraj also went with TD. That's what he told. I went with RBC
Hmm.
because it was available in my college. So that's why I went. I repent that decision because TD was giving a lot of offers.
$400.
Yeah. And many people open multiple bank accounts. But remember, if you open multiple bank accounts, you also have to close them because there will be also be a
Yes.
tax. So about
Yeah,
the
yeah. Because
everything, I like to ask Suraj to say anything about it, like the tax invoice and all.
Yeah, you don't have to pay taxes first of all. I mean, when you are earning, everything will be like my tax will pay tax on behalf of you. If you don't have a sign, that's perfectly fine. Uh, get your bank account in TD or basically if you're operating in CIBC, that's fine. But TD is gift card. Uh, I mean, that's all. It was very much easy.
Right, right, right. And another question about veg Indian food tiffin available. Yes, it's available in specific places, but you have to go and ask some Indian restaurants who deliver. In my place in McMaster in Hamilton, it cost around $220 a month, and they used to give one food item around four chapatis, decent amount of rice. So you can have two meals with that, not sufficient enough for three meals. So you should have a plan to cook it for the third meal. So it was quite decent, I will say, but I didn't opt for it. I rather tried food outside or cooked food on my own. So yeah, like the rates are decent, and it will like if you want to try it, and if you're too busy to cook, more into research and everything, then it's your option. It's your
I mean, have
so
a mix. That's one. Like you are here to explore, right? You're getting money as well. When you come back as a student, you don't spend that much. I mean, I spent like
true.
almost $2,000 per month, and once I when I'm here as a student again, I have a budget. Like I don't go beyond 1,400, 1,500. You cannot do that because you're not earning a lot. The way Mitex pays you, basically, work time restriction, 20 hours work week versus
My
40
tax
hours
pays you
work time.
pretty decent, like
Yeah.
pays you pretty decent.
So
Okay,
I'll
another
say
question:
like,
would there be
yeah,
some mentor to accompany us to our accommodation from the airport? So
no.
yeah, no.
No, no, generally, no. We have to go along. Okay, so there are
Sometimes
some comments in the chat also.
Yeah, sometimes like
Uh,
your homeowner may be a good guy. He may come to pick you. Like sometimes it happens, or
I
your
mean, it's all
Matic
yeah.
also may come to pick you.
it's
It
all
all depends.
dependent on them particularly. So
Yeah,
we cannot
we
say
can.
that.
Mm,
Okay.
okay, let's think about.
How
I think
will
we
be
should
the
talk about.
weather in
Oshawa.
I mean,
Oshawa?
that's not important. Let's talk about the accommodation. Weather will be changing by the time you arrive. Now it's really cold. It's like -3, -4, -10, but it will be summer. Uh,
Okay. So they want help from friends from Dalhousie University. They want contacts. So like, what you can do is Mitacs has shared a contact from our ambassadors. So you can contact each of those ambassadors from the particular university where they went in
it's not
intern. And
out. Is it out?
I think it's out. That's what Mitacs informed us.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it out now? Basically, the mentor hiring is still going on. That's
No,
why I'm
not
asking.
mentors actually. I'm talking about ambassadors.
Well, ambassadors, there are like every student is an ambassador.
Yeah. So like Mitacs, if they give you some university and then they give you the full name of that student, then you can directly text him or her and get to know the information.
Yeah. See,
Insights about banking is done. Differences about Indian banking system is done. Bank account. Are there any limits on food items, liquid and not liquid?
sorry, what is that?
So I do not get the question. Are there any limits on food items like liquid and not? Acha, I think he or she
Yes.
wants to say how much food or liquid you can carry.
Liquid has a limit. Food, no. You can carry 23 kgs of food, but don't carry liquids. Liquid has like 250. something like that per box. Uh, Avoid liquid, carry like Maggi, what to say, poha. Don't carry rice, it's heavy, no use. Uh, but snacks item and like Bikaji, Haldiram, all the stuff. They are cheap in India. Here I pay like 500 rupees for two packets. Okay.
Okay, so another question is how what would you suggest us to purchase for kids and parents from Canada? This is a personal choice. We should rather like whatever you like for your
Like
parents
a
and
coffee cup as a souvenir.
yeah. So going to an important question, how serious is the work? Is the 40-hour thing real?
Not really. Basically, you have to get the stuff done. That's all. I mean, it may take 90 hours sometimes, but it depends on your supervisor. It's very
Yeah, so
specific.
it depends on your supervisor. So in this regard, what happened to me was I worked for like 3 weeks, like 16 hours a day or something. I completed the project, and rest of the time I was mostly free. So I was doing independent projects on my own. So it depends. Like you have some work, you have some like responsibilities. The professor will fill those responsibilities before you tend to leave. So you have to complete them, and once you complete them, there can be two possibilities. The professor gives you additional work, or the professor is happy with you and he is like, okay, now you can do whatever you want, and start writing a paper
Anubhav, I
or
think like people are not, you are not audible.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Now I can hear you. Yeah, yeah. Now you are audible.
Okay. So
Yeah, yeah. You are audible.
yeah, what I meant to say is that work hours are not fixed. It depends on the supervisor. You may have to work more than that or even less than that. But there are certain responsibilities which will be written in the project, and you have to complete them. And once you complete them, you are free. Like all you have left is if you want to publish a paper or not. You may have to work harder or something. So it all depends on your personal ambitions. So the next question: how is the city of Edmonton in terms of safety? So Suraj, you should go over this. I have no idea.
Yeah. Who asked that? Like private question? I mean, what was the question about Edmonton?
So, how is the city of Edmonton in terms of safety?
It's basically get your house. Uh, Avoid. I'm not saying, but Edmonton is on the bus side. I mean, if you walk straight, it's not safe. It's just one area where there are homeless. Rest of the part is good. Subways will be empty, very less populated, but it's safe. I mean, you don't have to worry. I was out till 3:30 a.m. in the morning, coming back from clubs, no problem. Uh, it's very much safe. Everything is good. Edmonton is one of the place I would like to return back and live.
And those who are in Edmonton, my personal advice is pay a visit to Jasper and Banff whenever you are free,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be an experience of a lifetime.
Your eyes will not believe it exists.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you will actually see Insta reels coming alive in your videos.
With editing.
Yeah, without editing. Okay, so the next question is: can you please talk about how much cash we should carry during a flight? Also, please elaborate on Forex cards, etc. How did you make
Okay.
payments during stuff?
For cash, I'll say $1,000, more than enough. Cash is like $200. Keep rest of the money in your forex. I mean, get a neo card, deposit 60,000, get a $1,000 limit, use that. Best thing. Don't go with forex. You will pay a lot of exchange rates. So, I mean, if you have a 1 lakh in total, that's a lot of money. Like it's a yeah. You're muted.
Right. So yeah, like you can carry around $500 to be safe and have a forex card, I guess. So like I did that, and so Chandok, you can say like how much cash did you carry and
I carried around $200 cash because everywhere card was accepted, and for cash the exchange rate is much higher than the forex card. Like I had to buy 62 rupees per dollar for cash in book my forex, and for in forex card I just got it for 60 point something. So I carried around $500 in my forex card and the rest $200 as cash. But also this amount depends on your rental agreement because some were required to pay the rent while checking in. So for in that case, you have to carry more, either in cash or in forex card.
Just a suggestion, Chondo. Like, let us not talk simultaneously. See, it's echoing. You can mute. We can talk like.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. So the next question is. I think the next useful question is if I offer 10 weeks, whether they're going to pay 9,000 CAD. So they're going to pay you 9,000 something only if you complete the whole duration of your internship. For 10 weeks, you're going to get payment equivalent to the 10 weeks payment,
They
which
pay
is
you
whatever.
hourly. I mean,
Yeah, they'll pay you hourly. So, and
AICT won't give anything. It's an outdated info. Bro, it's
MyTax is
2012, I
supposed
think.
to give you 9,000 CAD, AICT is supposed to give you 3,000 CAD,
No,
right?
no, no,
Is it?
no, no. That's very old thing.
Yeah,
Everything is on
haven't
MyTech.
seen, I haven't seen that happening. At least with my seniors, even in our case, nothing like that happened. But
Yeah,
yes, some
even
people
in
got
my
some
case.
extra cash. Some people got some extra cash. I saw that. Like some people got 9,800. Some people got nine
Oh,
thousand two
that's
hundred.
that depends sometimes. Yeah,
So
taxes and
those
stuff. You are
variations
living in
depend on
different
the
provinces,
university.
right?
Yes, those depend on different universities. And if you check your offer letter, on top of that, there will be certain symbols, and those symbols
Mhm.
are the ones who are actually funding you. For example, you can check your offer letter out and see. So the next question is about May. How is the weather? So the weather is, it depends on the province.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean,
specific answer.
you will see a good part of Canada if you're staying here till October. August, fall is beautiful. Uh, you can survive with 300, $400 at max very easily. $400 if you're cooking at your home, and yeah, 400 if you're eating out. No,
So the next question, I think we have covered questions from the YouTube chat. So let's go to the private chat and see.
yeah.
So Aditya Raj, do you need to take flight to travel from one city to another in different provinces, or there is some long distance trains as well?
Flights are one of the good way. I'll say there is. I'll type something. Use this. Alright.
This makes me want. This makes me nostalgic. How I went from Montreal to Toronto and Toronto to Montreal.
Yeah,
It's quite cheap. It's quite cheap, I'll say.
it's cheaper than flight, and it's shared like shared Uber. That's all. So use that. Don't
Okay, and
get a train. It's not affordable. Plus,
yeah,
bus is not convenient. Poparad is
and
one of the
also
good.
trains are going to be costly.
How much food is required for a month? If you paid your rent, 500. If you have not, 1200 to 1300. Because your
Okay,
regular rent will be 600 to 700.
I think yeah, like it depends again. Yeah, and you can pay
Mm.
your rent by forex card also.
Yeah. I mean, you can pay it from India as well. Like, get the Neo
Yeah,
card. My friend, he's surviving on Neo card.
I took a HDFC forex card, but yes, I have heard Neo card is the best.
Yeah, Neo card is good. I mean, pay 60,000 deposit, get your credit limit till 60, and pay the bill as you get. I mean,
Do you need to
very
pay
convenient.
custom charges for stuffs brought from Canada?
Don't carry it in a packet. Open it and take it with you. You don't have to pay anything.
Yes, as a state as a personal item, and don't carry in large quantities. Like don't buy a 5, 6 iPhones and then come to India. Carry
At
it
max
one or
two
two
phone.
item maybe at max. Yes, at max two. That too in open boxes.
Yeah, two phone, two laptop. That should be fine. I mean, don't carry a hell lot of electronics. You will be caught. And they don't check basically. In most of the time, they don't ask you to open your bag. But if the machine makes some sounds like so, yeah, they will.
How about Kamloops near to Vancouver? So I did not get
Never
this
been
question.
there. It's a
Yeah,
place, Kamloops.
yeah. So yeah, I
Uh,
think to go to Waterloo, which is the cheapest airport nearby, I think is the Kitchener Airport, right?
yeah, but don't go with that. Go Toronto proprietary with that. That's
Yeah, yeah. You have
$50 will
direct
be worth it.
buses. You have direct buses to Waterloo. Don't
There
worry
is no
about it.
point of getting in like it's not so far. It's 3 hours, I think. Waterloo
Yeah.
is very yeah. I have been there, so it's just 3 hours. Getting accommodation should be difficult. I think it's
Yes,
tough.
around 800 cat. That's what I've heard at least.
Yeah, my friend
When we
pays
go.
around 1,000.
So I think we're done with the questions. Like they don't have any other questions. So
Someone asked about like how to get accommodation. If you want to know about that, because we did not discuss about that.
yeah, so let's start. So how did like for me it was simple. I chose like Facebook Marketplace. I was getting options, but I chose the college hostel because they were giving pretty decent, like 650 or 660 per month, and I was like almost all my batchmates, like in my tax, whoever went to my tax chose that. So I thought I'll get a good community to bond with, so I chose that. But
Yeah.
in some places the college hostel fees are very expensive, around 900, above 900, especially in UBC Vancouver. That's what I've heard. So you can opt for off-campus accommodation, but then many of my friends paid the expensive accommodation in UBC Vancouver also because there are very few options outside UBC Vancouver to
Mhm.
get off-campus accommodations. So yeah, like in my case, I went with college hostel accommodation, but like Chandok and Suraj can say this better because they have. I guess most probably you all have stayed in off-campus.
Mhm.
So
I was mixed.
please,
See, university accommodation will provide you everything, almost everything you need. It will provide you sometime free pass for events as well. If the university accommodation you're getting is around 800, less than 800, go with university. Like saving $100 will not make you rich, but spending that 100 will add like $400 of value in your life. Uh, so if a university accommodation is up to 800, go with that. If it's beyond that, get a room. 800 is pretty decent. Since I live in Montreal, it's expensive as well, but I mean 800 is fine. Go with that. Uh, yeah, off-campus accommodation will be like you may get it cheap if you are sharing a room 350 to 400, but you'll miss a lot of stuff like events. When you're living in university accommodation, like accommodation, they have events. Apart from that,
transport cost.
transport cost, uh, culture. You're not here to be feel like an employee. You are here to feel like a
Like
student.
networking with people from other
Yeah,
countries. So
yeah, you'll miss that. Basically, you'll. It's like you're living in your particular room and going in a lab, coming back to your room. You'll not meet new people. So go with university accommodation if it's cheaper. I mean, like up to 800 or 850. That's very good.
yeah, Chandok, please share your experience too.
So I didn't follow the question. Can you repeat? Like I was answering on the YouTube chat.
Accommodation. It is regarding accommodation.
Yeah, like in the city of Toronto, I can speak that on-campus accommodations are generally cheaper than the off-campus ones because off-campus is around 100 or 200, 1,000 to $1,200 per room in the downtown area. So compared to that, the on-campus accommodation for the summer term, like from May to August, it's around 2,000 or 2,500 for the 3 months. So I would have go like I would prefer on campus more than off campus.
Okay, and I think I can see again 11 new comments. So let's see. I have used Waterloo Airport too, but no flights. Toronto. Acha, these seems like questions. These don't seem like questions. Acha, from which agency
800.
we can book tickets? So in my like, if I have to advise you, you go forward with Skyscanner and whichever seems most like particularly well rated and cheapest, go with forward with that and check that you don't have to have transit visa problem or other inconvenience and stuff.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, or else you can book straight with the like flight company. For example, Air Canada, go with Air Canada. That will be one of the convenient thing in case you miss the flight. When you book through agencies, agencies don't reply. You have to deal with the flight people, and sometimes they are not happy that you booked with agencies. Uh, 800 per month, including rent and living. No, it's just for the rent, but it should include your electricity bill, water bill, everything, Wi-Fi, everything. Athabasca University does not have on-campus. Yeah, I was at Athabasca University. So, any suggestion for on-campus? Did you try McEwen University, McEwen Residence? I was there. I booked McEwen Residence. If you don't have McEwen, book Horizon Residence. If you don't have Horizon, try to find a room in University of Alberta Residence. If you don't have residence there as well, then the only option left is like get Airbnb. That's very cheap. Airbnb in Edmonton is not expensive. If you don't get
Someone,
Airbnb, then go with Facebook Marketplace and look for the accommodations.
someone is like 800 per month, like including rent and living. So
No.
no, you are in a big misconception. If this was so, then my tax wouldn't be giving you $9,000.
True.
I mean, why will they give you if it's like so like 800 is enough to live for a whole month?
Yeah. And one thing, when you are moving, like coming from, don't do Uber. I think if you know where you are going, Uber will be expensive for you. Like if you are coming here in day, get the bus transit. It will drop
Yeah,
you to the downtown and
always,
use another
always.
bus to uh, take another bus. So basically, you will pay around $100 for your Uber, and if you're using bus service, you will pay $8. So bus is
So for
convenient.
bus, go with On It Transit. Like you can literally find every route in
Hmm.
Canada, whole over Canada, and they're actually pretty clear. Once you understand how it works
Yeah,
in a week or so, like two, then it will be like you will be the one who will be favoring to go by buses rather than taking an Uber.
like
And
bus,
Uber,
everything.
yeah, only take an Uber when you are in some problem and like you have to return, or like if like you went to some remote hiking place or
Yeah,
something, like you have done a
and
mishap.
using Uber. If you're sharing your Uber, I mean, like if you're four people in the same flight, go with Uber. That's good. And taxi service, that's what I'm saying. Avoid taxi. Use bus. There are airport bus which runs from downtown to airport most of the time. $10, $8, best thing. There is no point of spending $100. Worst investment I've ever done.
Also, I'd like to add one thing. MyTax will give you around 200 CAD investment for any event you attend, and you have to convince them it's a technical event important for your studies or related to your area of studies. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's like it's not much hard work. Like you have to write a paragraph or two that this is related to this, and I am doing work in this area
get it
specifically.
reimbursed.
For example, in my case, last year I had the CVPR conference in Vancouver, and it was like being held in Canada after a long time. It's mostly held in US, and it's the most prestigious conference in artificial intelligence. So they were
Mhm.
funding up to $200 of the registration fee as well as the grant. So that was pretty helpful to attend.
Yeah,
So similarly, if you want to attend any other event, be it technical, so you can take help. Even they give the mentor a fixed amount of money to like go for some game events and all. And if your mentor
Mhm.
is not that active, you all can just talk to him or her and like go for some
Don't
fun.
complain to my text. I mean, don't do that. But at least talk to your mentor. Like, can we meet? Can we schedule something? Should we
Yeah,
meet?
definitely don't tell your mentor that okay, you're getting this money to use and all that.
Mhm.
Don't
Don't do
tell
that.
that. But definitely ask your mentor that let's have some fun activity and all and
Yeah,
go out.
he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, great place. Like that's a way to network actually. That is gonna help you out.
Mhm. Don't
So
complain. Like complaining is not a thing in Canada. People
obviously,
work when you ask. I mean, uh,
yeah.
our university accommodation fine cat 1600. Is it single room 1600 like a private room 1600 or 1600 for four bedroom, which is impossible. But 1600 for a private room is too much expensive. In Halifax,
We have to
that's very
get
nice.
some
Go with that,
contact
Halifax.
authority. All bills of expenditure. No, we don't have to do that.
Yeah,
We don't
Gina, you
pay so
can
many
book the
bills.
university accommodation.
I want to attend DLRL summer school and my host prof doesn't have a problem. It is 800 CAD but my tax people aren't convinced. While the summer school is very relevant to my project, should I pursue?
Yes, you have to pay the 600. 200 can be reimbursed. It's up to 200.
Yes, up to 200. That too, it will take you around 15 days for my tax to reimburse actually. So be
Mhm.
careful around that. And also, if your payment is not coming within time, you should contact the MyTax representative from your institute, and they will contact the like the people in possession in authority, and they will reimburse your money quite soon. And that is why you should go in MyTax networking event. They take masters networking events for those who are interested in masters, especially in Montreal. I have seen very interesting events by Montreal like authorities, and they really help you a lot out. There have been people last year like from Ebert to Cozin, all of these people like very so like the top people from MyTax. They'll connect with, like, if you can connect with them, you can also ask for your advice for masters or even get connected with different professors. Another advice from my end, if you actually want to pursue higher studies, you should always go and like whenever you're traveling to a place in Canada or even in your province, you should go to the top colleges and meet profs. You should email them or even go to their office and meet them and talk about your interest to pursue masters if you actually feel that prof's work aligns with your interests, and that is going to help you a lot in your application. Also,
Yeah.
lastly, I like to say that the college you are interning in also may give you a return offer as a master student. And if you think you're interning in a good college like McGill, University of Toronto, or UBC or Waterloo, then do work hard because professors give return offers like within the time of your internship only, and they offer you to come back to their department as a master student or as a PhD
Yeah.
student.
Most of the
So these
time.
are few of the advices.
I mean, if you work hard, your work will pay you back again. Uh, there is someone like, but it's 10 days even. So Mitex say it's not. See, if your professor is okay, Mitex is okay. The only thing is that Mitex will not come and check you are working or not. Mitex only will like once you are here, he will just send like they will just send you the money. They are not going to come and check what work you have done, you are doing this or not. This is not going to happen. So be fine with it. If your professor says okay, you are okay. You don't have to discuss anything to Mitex after you are here. Just to get the money. Once you have the money, that's all, and it will keep sending you money.
Yeah, you can just tell MyTax that you are going to attend for only 2 days. It doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
actually have to write something to MyTax. It
Mhm.
all depends on your prof.
Yeah.
So, any other
Um,
question? I think I can see one in private chat. Did
how
you know
Mitex
anyone
will
who
pay
got a job
us? Mitex
after
will pay you
MyTax?
in three intervals, I think, three or four intervals. Apart from that, they will pay you in your bank account, which you'll open here. Do we get any advantage in getting a job at R&D department of FANG company? Sorry, yes, of course. People know Mitex everywhere. Like in Canada, it's a big thing. Uh,
Also in US, when you're giving your interviews, like please it help me out. People do know,
mhm.
and definitely see your research publications and all. If you want to go in domain of R&D, will matter more. But
Yeah,
definitely any scholarship like MyTax or even Dartwise or whatever research
just
based.
a add on to your profile.
Yeah, everyone will know that as
Mhm.
these are popular. So another question is, did you know anyone who got a job referral after MyTax in Canada? I have no idea.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Be very good with your professor. He can send you places.
But yes, I have heard few of my friends, and also I got notified for a job referral not for MyTax but for network, and that is for
Mhm.
Mila in Montreal.
Yeah.
So they networked me with Mila with different people who are taking interns. So
Basically, they
yes,
want to. The whole purpose of MyTex is to attract talent from every part of the world and make them work in Canada. So they will work in your favor most of the time. So if you want something, you should ask. Basically, getting a work permit can be difficult, but once you are here, start giving interviews if you want to stay back. I mean, I know a friend who got a software developer job when she was an intern here, and she came back with a work permit without doing a master's. She is a full-time employee. So
yeah.
there are ways. Keep doing like keep emailing, keep meeting people.
Keep
You can do that.
emailing, keep finding some small company or the other who are ready to sponsor your visa.
Yeah.
That is the most important part. And once you get that, you can leave your job and you get some time like 60 to 90 days to get a new job. And once you get that, it's
Mhm.
very easy for you.
So don't worry with that. I mean, you're good. Outside of regular work schedule, how would you recommend maximizing our time networking program? I'll say figure out on your own. That can be the best part. I mean, there is no steps to networking, productivity, exposure, opportunities, travel, whatever. Uh, the only thing is that try everything. I mean, talk to people, productivity, work,
Work
exposure.
should be our first priority. Means
Yeah.
getting on the soft side and like getting on all like the positive side of your professor is most important because he's the one who actually brought you here. His consent is
Mhm.
the reason you are here at all. So having your professor in your hands is also not only going to give you a recommendation but also you can ask for his resources, his networking later on if you do a good work. So that is definitely important. And second is exposure, attend events, productivity. I mean, this depends on you, so I cannot answer particularly how you should be
Yeah.
productive. uh, this depends on you.
Uh,
uh, Suraj, you can go forward because you are a master student. You can definitely say how to be productive.
I mean, mm, basically, if your professor allows you like work from home, and don't do that. Go lab 3 days, take work from home 4 days. If you are taking 1 week work from home, you are not going to be productive. Have some like discipline to go and reach in lab. I did that mistake during my matrix internship. I was doing work from home a lot, and I was neither going out nor doing the work most of the time. So go out at least 3 days if he allows, like you can work from home, and rest 4 days is fine. There is a lot to explore. I'll say Google, you have ChatGPT, Gemini, like top 50 places to travel in the city. Do that first. Then top four cities you want to travel, like make a list. And the good thing you can do is just travel a lot, travel a lot.
Right. Another question: is University of Alberta a good place to pursue masters for an electronics student?
Yes,
So
it is.
yeah, it is. Like, Sondok, what is your opinion regarding this? Like, because see, I have heard the computer science department of Uni of Alberta is like the top four in Canada, or fifth in Canada at least. Like
Mhm.
just after Waterloo, UBC, Toronto, and McGill. It's pretty good. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say it is pretty like you should try, but like it will be really good for your career. But electronics is equally good. That is what the QS rankings say. But everything depends on how like it is matching with your professor or not. I mean, I think that is what matters the most.
And one more thing, see, ranking from top 5 to 6 universities will help you in your life. Apart from that, you are graduating from anywhere in Canada, it's not going to give any additional value. It's I have
See, if
seen
you
it.
just right,
So
if you
yeah.
just want a job, one of my professors told me you can graduate from any good Canadian, like any okayish Canadian university, and job is not going to be like looked in different areas if you just want a job and you're doing masters for that in Canada. But if you want some other things, an advantage for higher studies, even higher studies, like a PhD, suppose, or you want some advantage in R&D positions, especially, or even academia, everything. That way, always top universities matter the most. But I just wanted to ask a question from my end to Suraj. So, can you tell me what are the advantages? Like for a person who's having who's pursuing his masters in McGill, have over a person who's pursuing in suppose Alberta? Like, is it just the
I'll
brand
say,
name, or opportunities in Montreal are more, or something like that?
see, the trade-off is like McGill has. I don't know about the resources since I have not, like, I have been to U Alberta, but I have not been inside U Alberta. It's, I'll say, very much same if you're working. It's all about like it has the networking effect. Your alumni network, that's different. Graduating from U Alberta, graduating from McGill, graduating from U of T, UBC, and U like what to do. If you're graduating from these 5 or 6 universities, considering Mila and UDEM sometimes, uh, they're all in
Like,
equivalent.
even McMaster is pretty good. It depends on a
Yeah.
domain. If you're going in some like chemistry, physics, or something like that, McMaster is
Mhm.
even second or third
I
in
mean,
Canada.
they're
So
all
it depends.
seem pretty much same. The only difference is like when you are applying again overseas from Canada. For example, US people will not know McMaster, but
Yeah,
they will know what to do. They will
UFT,
know
McGill.
UBC. They will know McGill. They will know. They might know U Alberta. So I'll say like if you're graduating from top 5 universities, I mean it's not that a McGill guy will be preferred over U of Alberta. That's not going to happen. But these 5 universities or 6 universities will stay with you. Like whenever you submit your resume, if you whatever you want to do, it has a lot of resources. That's the only difference. Apart from that, if you're graduating from, for example, rest of the other universities, you will definitely get a job. You will be equivalent to McGill, but that networking effect, that branding effect will not take place. That's the only difference. I mean, I'm not saying you will get a less salary amount.
No,
You
it's got
will
it,
get the
got
same
it.
salary.
So basically, what we want to say is that if I actually go to US, like
Yeah.
these 4 or 5 universities are going to give me more brand value to the HR rather than the other
Yeah.
universities. Yeah,
It is same thing like for example in India, if you're applying for a job, random university,
it's going to be difficult.
NIT, that's the same, not the same thing, right? NIT will give you an edge, but someone from NIT and IIT, that's will be a little bit different. But someone from IIT Bombay and IIT Kharagpur, that's there is no difference, right?
Yeah, hardly any difference. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing.
right. So the next question is, if my visa gets rejected, can I request the prof to give me this internship in remote? So let me go first. So about remote internship, well, my tax won't allow you remote internship. So definitely you can do the internship with the prof remotely, but like you won't get any certificate of completion from my tax. So it won't be my tax global link internship. It will be just be like a collaboration with your prof. Okay. And so you should reapply your visa as soon as it gets rejected, and you should be very prompt that all the application details are correct. Lastly, I think Suraj, you can add something to this.
Yeah, with that visa thing, I mean, you can start your internship very late till July 31st. So don't worry, even if you get rejection, you can still get the visa. You have time. You have plenty of time to reapply. So don't worry on that part. And fingers crossed, your visa will not get rejected. It's like out of 1,200 people, two people I know who got rejected. It's very
Yeah,
rare.
yeah,
How to access international launch? It's just that use your card when you go to the launch. You just have to, like, when they will ask for the payment, you'll use that same card. There will be a deduction of 1 rupees. That's all for the validity check. I don't know Neo has an international launch access or not, but you need a good premium card to have international launch access.
right. So I think there are no more questions, are there?
Yeah, private. So I was expecting software engineer role. Do I have to pay for the food? No. I was expecting you
Yeah,
can like
you have to pay probably $2. Like that is as
yeah,
good as.
yes, it is free. Uh,
And come on, how is this a query related to my tax?
I think if you have more queries on accommodation or something very specific to my text, you can drop now. I think we answered most of it.
Yeah, and also be sure of like I'd like to give some advice from my end. Be very careful on a few things. Like don't walk around the lawns of people or their property areas, because I know it's Canada, it's not US. If this was Florida, they would have directly shot you. So like be a little careful, because in Canada also we have heard cases it has been happening, and recently at least. So be very careful in those areas. Try to maintain decorum, like following the signals while walking. Mostly Canadian people are very good. They will allow you to go. They will stop for you and you'll cross, and then all that. But the thing is, be careful around homes of the people, because you don't know how a housekeeper is, or what is his mood or anything. So don't break any rules from your end. Be safe. And yeah, I mean, these few protocols should be used. Also, you can like regarding, I think we have told them regarding grocery, right? So shall we advise them how to, like, I think we have told them about the groceries and all, like they can use Instacart and all. I think this will be better if they go and explore this. We
Yeah,
have
I'll say once you arrive, figure out on your own, and you will not learn until you make it the mistakes. I mean,
I
don't
mean, we
try
can
to avoid all the mistakes. It'll be
exactly,
so
like
fun.
we cannot tell you everything. So we have almost covered everything you should do. And
Yes,
yes,
Varun, you should.
I have 8 hours time to take my bus at Vancouver. Shall I stay in lounge? You cannot stay 8 hours in lounge. I think there is a time
Wait a
limit.
second. Why you have 8 hours time in Vancouver? When you have reached, you can just go, right?
I
Why are you staying
think
at the airport for 8 hours?
you can just explore Vancouver for 3 4 hours. Like
Uh,
in this case, you can take Uber to be safe
I
on the
mean,
safe side.
yeah. I mean, you are already in Canada. You are in Vancouver, so why staying at airport for 8 hours doesn't make sense to me.
Acha, okay, I don't know that. Okay. whatever, like it's your wish. Just stay somewhere safe, enclosed.
Tim Hortons works.
This reminds me at 10 Hortons.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got few more questions. What are the some things we should do immediately upon arrival to ease the setting in process? Open a
So you
bank
started
account,
banking.
meet your mentor, and talk to your prof. These three things.
Mhm. I
Anything
think
more?
that's all. I mean, yeah. One thing I would like to add: get your accommodations. There are many. Sorry, there are many postings on Facebook Marketplace right now going on for summer sublease. So you can book now. You can get it very easily. So don't worry on that. Accommodation should not be a big thing. Uh, get a sublease apartment. It will cost you very less. Like fully furnished, you will get it.
Sending
Sending
India
India, how
how
much they
much?
are charging? I don't know. It depends, but $10-20, I think,
So what do you
per
use?
transaction.
Remitly?
I use both Remitly and the other one I
Wise.
forgot.
Wise.
Yeah, Wise. Now I use the bank straight.
Is bank giving a great deal or?
No deals, but still I'm inconvenient because the deal expires. You only get once, like $800. Then you cannot
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reuse
And
that.
it's irritating also to be sending through different platforms. Yeah.
Mhm.
Last one. What
Last
is the
one.
most memorable experience from your time there? For me, it is Banff, and also hangouts with professors and friends. Professors took me to different like different buffets, so that was really fun. And hanging out with Charlie Puth concert, Ed Sheeran concert. These are also times.
Nice. Uh, in my case, I just traveled. I mean, traveling. I love traveling. I mean, the most of the memorable time I spend is like in the flight. Very weird, but that's the time I like watch movies, read books, and after that, I did a lot of clubbing. I mean, it was one of the best time. Like we were 6 people going out every night. Incredible.
Seems you enjoyed a lot.
A lot, yeah. Athabasca will give you one of the best experience if anyone is going to Athabasca. The work is very flexible. I mean, they don't have a campus, so basically you just mostly you work from home,
Right.
and that's the time when I started watching anime.
So I think with
Um,
this we have come to the end, right?
yeah, I think we are good.
I think uh, we've taken a lot of time for Suraj. Like
No
it must
problem.
be afternoon right now, like 12, right?
Yeah.
I would like to thank Suraj and Chandok for their time, for helping the students out. I think this will help them a lot because like this video will be freely available in YouTube for all others to check. And it was a long session, definitely 1 hour 38 minutes. Definitely, it's going to. It is a long one. Hope you all had your queries solved. So with this, I'd like to thank Suraj again for coming and also Chandok for their valuable time. Suraj, you'd like to say something, and also I'd like to share that Suraj is a very big community where he shares all kinds of different research
No way.
internship opportunities for all the students. So you can definitely join that
Yeah.
and help your juniors out. We expect you all to help your juniors out next year. So yeah, Suraj, if you have anything to say.
Yeah. Once you're here, like have a good relationship with your supervisor. It can change your life like forever. So keep that in mind. Don't argue with your prof. Whatever he says, he knows it well. He knows what he is doing. You may be correct, but that maybe should not be like a argument. Have a very specific thing. Don't argue with your supervisor. First and most important, because he is the one who brought you here, and he is the one who can keep you here. So make him happy, and things will change. I mean, and
And
if
remember,
anyone
his
of
recommendation is gonna give you the final MyTax endorsement that you completed
yeah.
the intern.
Apart from that, if you're doing really good, I mean, getting a master's under your supervisor, I'll say if you're considering masters, I mean, for example, you're graduating from some like you did your internship at XYZ and he's giving you a fully funded master's, I'll say go for it. Don't worry about it's better than take like it's better than having a loan or something like that and having your family funds used. Don't worry if you're getting a master's from, for example, any university, I'll say go for it. there is no drawback in that. I mean, you're graduating, you're getting a degree for free, which will cost you around 50 lakhs to 40 lakhs. So why not do that instead of spending that? I mean, there are some people who will think like you're getting into top, I'll say go for it. But in case if you are like, even if you're getting from a good enough college, there is no point of uh, having that two-way thinking like I should get in that or this. Go for it. Getting a free master's is, after that you can build on top of that. I think it will be better than where you are in India. I mean, if it's better than, for example, if you're from IIT, NIT, and then if you're from like something around that, you have to decide like whether you should go for another brand name or not. But if you're from random college and again getting into some random college, that should be fine. I mean, you're getting it for free. Why take a heavy big thing on your head? And trust me, it's a work which speaks, not the university most of the time.
Yeah, 100%. The branding helps you out because people are crazy after that.
Mm.
But then if you
You
do
guys
good
can,
work,
yeah, sorry.
but if you do good work, you'll be well known among everyone. So that's what
Yeah.
matters. Okay, then.
Uh, you guys can, I think, if it's my full name, yeah, you guys can find me on LinkedIn. That's where I'm active. So if you have any doubts, you can
Yeah, Suraj,
drop.
can you share your LinkedIn link to them? It will be great if they can connect.
Yeah. How do I share that? Can I drop it to you? That works.
Now you can just share it in the private chat,
Okay.
right?
Let me share
And
it.
also in the group. I think it will help them out. I think few
I
people have
think
already stalked my profile because I got 7 requests.
nice. Should I drop in the like my
I
text?
think you can share it in the private chat as well as the like. If you share it in the comments, then it goes in the YouTube.
Oh
And
really?
if you share it in the, yeah, yeah, and if you share it in the private chat, it goes to the only for the people. Okay.
I mean, I have not logged in. Can you send my ID as well? Like
Yeah.
it requires me to log into YouTube. I have not done that.
Fine. No problem. I'm sharing it.
Okay. I
Yeah, I
have
got it.
dropped my ID in what to say.
Yeah, I have dropped
My
both the
text.
email IDs in YouTube, so y'all can connect to Suraj and me here. Also, I'll give you the LinkedIn ID of Chandok, so you can connect with him there as well. Just give me a moment. Just yeah. So, again, follow Suraj's community is really helpful. Also, share it with your juniors because I have found it very helpful when I was checking.
Oh, thank you.
And also in my like among us among us seniors, I think like both you, Suraj, you have an amazing community. Even Vedant built our community.
Yes. Okay, Vedant was the guy like who built your community. Like he was doing it before me.
Yeah. So one
Yeah.
year more. So like both of you had an amazing impact to the students who are going for my tech. So thanks a lot again. And
Thank you
with
so
this, I'd
much.
like to end the stream. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for joining in.
All the best.
So